What's up? Apple. There we go. It's weird that it does that. That's because it's in like a little side window. If I bring it forward, it'll stop doing that. The new Apple like app shelf. They have a little shelf on the side now. What's up, Viking? What's up, Bob? What's up, Vince? Non-fam. Wow. Everybody's showing up. Y'all be all over. What's up, Disc? What's up? It's Friday. Ooh, or Saturday. It's Saturday. Wow, it tells you where my brain is. So, yeah. I'm going to start designing a 3D printer. And yes, I'm going to use wheels. Because I can't afford linear rails. And for this type of printer, I don't think LMUs would be any good. I prefer wheels over LMUs. Anyway. So, this is right off the open build. And you're all on freaking YouTube, which is fine. I really don't care. Everyone go over to Twitch. All right, I've said it. So I'm really not sure what I'm going to do here. But I'm going to do something. But I think all I want is this. Where is it? Where is it? Right here. B slot. Is it done yet? Haven't even started. What's up, Mr. Monkey Man? How is life? Yeah, I've been doing both. It's weird because people don't really get notifications from Twitch. Not that you can't, but most people don't. And like notifications are automatic from YouTube, so whatever. I've been streaming to both for the last couple of months. Anyway, there's my extrusion, but it's kind of a big piece. Where'd it go? That's it right there, right? Yep. So I'm not sure if I can import that directly into another design. Let's start a new design. And we will save it right away. Save. We will put it in the general 3D printers, CroXY, and we will save it as starting hodgepodge. I have no idea what I'm doing yet. So that's what we're going to call it, the starting hodgepodge. Oh, now everyone's going over to YouTube. Okay. Whatever, it don't matter. It don't matter to me. Although I would rather go to Twitch. If I could hit that 1,000 freaking subscriber bull crap that YouTube wants you to do, I'd be all right. I probably wouldn't even use Twitch anymore. I prefer kind of. Nah, whatever. Won't get into it. Whoa, what just happened? It popped off to the side. Why did it do that? That's weird. There's sometimes I really like this new little interface that Apple came up with the little. Actually, I think Windows had it before, didn't they? Where you can. Let's do that so you can see the whole screen. Share screen, entire screen. Share. Or if I drag it, it goes into this little window on the side here. And then they pop back and forth. So there's only an active one, but it's a little thing. Normally it would just go into the sidebar over here. But this is like the new Apple-y thing. We're everywhere. What's up, Mike? Never let the machines win. Who else is here? We got a monkey and a disc, and Fernando, disc, and Bob, and Viking, and who am I missing? Non-fam, Vince, Bob, Viking, Sinza. I don't know who that is. That sounds familiar though. Who is that? Who is Sinza? Cinzia. I know that name. I've seen it before somewhere. I'm not here. But okay. But yet you are. Anyway. So, there's a way I can just drag one part of this into there. And I can't remember how to do it because I don't do a lot of this. Multi-part thing. First thing I want to do is right off the bat make a new component. Actually, I don't really need to because I'm going to import components. Import new version. Move, share link. There's a way I can I just drag and drop it. I don't think so. There's a way I can just get that one component in there, and I don't remember how. Link, import new version, which it actually might not let me do where that's not my design. It is not my design, so it might not let me do it. Do you know what I can do? I can, right here. I believe I can just grab the body and copy it. And go over here and paste it. Maybe not. I guess not. Maybe because I don't own that. That's not good. When you don't pay for it, it does. I'm not paying for this. And where it's a proprietary item, it will anyways. All of them will. Any of the good ones will. Okay. Project. And I know that's not actually what I want to do. Okay. But I think copy. Save, export. Copy. So I go over to here. I believe I can start a thing and hit paste. Okay, where is it? There it is. Okay, and there it is. That's what I wanted. Now I can do an extrusion. Solid. That was easy. And just go 400 for now. All right. We have a piece of freaking 2040 extrusion. What do you know? $20, $40. That's lighting. Rename. Rename. Okay. So now I can take this, edit, copy, edit, paste. And I can go into Y in 400. I'm not worried about it being actually accurate yet. I'm just trying to get the basics going. Get a concept here of what I'm going to do. And all that crap. Actually, I don't need to do that. Command Z. Because what I can do is, I actually want to start it there and go back to there. Okay. I want to paste. Where did it go? Why doesn't it ever paste it where you need it? Where the hell is it? Oh, it pasted another hole. I didn't want that. Gosh darn it. I want this. I screwed up. Finish sketch. Because I already copied and pasted. Project, because that's the only way you can get it. Project the body. This one. Okay. That select the outlines too. Oh, let's find out. Copy. Finish sketch. No, that's not doing what I want. Copy. Sometimes it doesn't do it from the copy, so I'm going to go up here and actually hit copy. What's up, Polymate? How have you been, my friend? How has life been? All right, now I want to get to the front, and I want to go in there, and I want to sketch, and I want to paste, Command V, and that kind of did what I want. And actually what I think I'm going to do is do it over here, because I'm going to make this 2020. Okay. So I'm going to, okay, it does do that. So I can go like so, hit delete, and then I can go like so, and make this a, whoops, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to make it a sketch line. And then I can like this and create a mirror. And then I can extrude that. Negative 400. And boom, I've got a piece 2020. Whoa. I just want this body. This is 2020. And I should be making these all individual components, but I'm not yet. This is just a concept anyways. And pitch this over here, about 400. And those all line up. I don't care about it being perfect at this point. I'm good designing at 2 a.m. before sleep. 2-year-old keeps me busy. Oh, right. It's like really early in the morning over there, huh? Hey, wow, your woodworking with the CNC is lovely. Thank you. Yeah, I've been watching your speaker modifications and stuff. Looks pretty cool. So, if I... Okay, why did my controls also die? Yeah. Let's move this one somewhat into line. It don't have to be perfect at the moment because none of this stuff really matters other than for my head. For my brain power. Because lengths of these are all unimportant. Placement is sort of important, but not even really, other than they're flush on the top or bottom. And again, I should make all of these frickin' components. Edit, paste. This is going to go up here. Oh, oops. That's not what I wanted. What the hell did I do? I did something wrong. Paste. There we go. Bring it this way. Bring it this way. Okay. Again, this is just so I have a concept of what I want to do. I will be doing this again and making things actually accurate in the long run. But for now, let's see, we'll make that the X gantry. Copy. Paste. Negative 90, I guess, will work. Oops, I didn't want to do that. But Y gantry. And let's move the Y gantry. It's going to go over here. And it's going to go over here. And it's going to go down here. Like right about there. Okay then. Bong, I have an email. YouTube, new comment from. Lost my mind. I want to actually do this. Yep. Okay. So, here's sort of how it's going to go. I got to move that some more. It's got to go this way. Some. Okay then. And then let's just edit this back this way. So it's about there. And everything lines up where it's supposed to be. Merry Christmas, hedgehogs. Why, are you printing a Christmas hedgehog, Bob? Oh, that's what I got you. Probably mate was asking you what you were printing. You're printing Vikings freaking hedgehogs. It's not a Viking helmet hedgehog? Is it not a Viking helmet hedgehog? This printable is going to let me log in today. I think that's the right one. Nope. That's the right one. Yeah, go ahead and save it. Not what I want. That one. Hedgehog. There's a Viking hedgehog. And he's got a Christmas hedgehog. And he's got a Viking helmet hedgehog. I put a Viking helmet on his hedgehog. It is very cute, the Christmas helmet or Christmas hat hedgehog. Very cute. Anyway, back to this. Tanner! What is up, Tanner? You need to get a streaming unit up so we can design stuff together, Tanner. What's up, Bob? Or John, Bob. I was already talking to Bob. John. Got tired of listening to Nero. Yeah, I like Nero a lot. Don't get me wrong, but he has changed some, but there was only so many freaking Vorons you can see him build that it just gets tired. So anyway, that's the basis of the Cross Gantry. So I'll be using a 2020 down here with the wheels like that on it. And then on top of this one, it'll be another one. And then what's up, Duff? And then I have to think about how I'm going to mate it all here to work. And part of the thought was, can I isolate this thing? Let me just grab that. No, didn't think so. That's their mini wheel cart. It's not your standard wheels, it's mini wheels, which is what I actually use on this. No, this is not an ender. So it'll be a cross gantry. Basically, right here, the extruder sits. And as this goes back and forth, it goes back and forth. And as this goes back and forth, it goes back and forth. Yeah, it's a fancy new printer design that's been around a really, really, really long time because Ultimakers are actually Cross Gantry or CroXY. It's what Ultimakers are. And for some reason, I think Ultimaker has a patent on it, or someone does, an Ultimaker licenses it or something. Because there's only like 3 printers that have them. Ultimaker has them. I believe a couple of Raise 3Ds have them. And I think Sigma or someone with an S that's all in Europe a lot. It's like a big semi-professional Signa, something like that. I think they have one too. That's a cross gantry. Basically, it's the same concept as all the other ones. It's just I'm going to run a belt from here to the motor, from here to the motor for the one gantry, and then the same thing on here. You'll have a motor here somewhere, and there'll be a belt on both ends of this going back and forth. And like, yeah, it's the same thing. I can't do linear rails basically because I can't afford linear rails. And I already have all the 2020, and I have a buttload of these 2020 mini carriages because I just tore some printers apart. Actually, it's less complicated. It's less complicated than CroXY. I mean, in all reality, you only need one motor and one belt driving one of these. The problem is this thing, I'll never get it tight enough and within tolerance that this thing will move, smoothly and squarely by not having a belt on the other side, which is no big deal. You just have a loop out and back and a loop out and back, and then over here you have a loop out and back, and over here you have a loop out and back, and that's it. The only real complicated part is the gantry here, and it's not complicated. It's just figuring out the best way to do it. And I'm thinking, because normally you would put it on the side here. Let's just draw a plate here. Let's see, I can get rid of that one. I'm not used to working in such a small window. I usually fill my screen with this thing. So if I have a plate right here, I don't want you locking into anything. So if I put the plate right here, and what the hell happened? Oh, I got these off. That's what happened. Extrude it, say 5 millimeters, and try and join because it's touching it. New body. Okay, I should be doing components, but if I put this one here, and the wheels right on the top and bottom track, like you normally would, like an Ender or any other wheeled carriages, and if you copy, paste, and then I just rotate it 90 degrees, 90, and then I shift it this way a little bit, boom, -55, say, okay. So you can mount your extruder here, and this would actually have to go up. And feature, it's got to go up here. So it bridges that. But that's not really good either, but it's all right. It's close enough. Again, I'm just drawing this up for a concept. What's more difficult is Twitter trying to get rid of bots. Yeah, Twitter's brought in bots, but we're not going to get into all that BS right now. So if I mount the extruder here, and the wheels are on top, and the wheels are on top and bottom, and top and bottom, as this thing moves back and forth, it's going to drag this with it, and it'll roll down there. And as it moves back and forth on here, it's going to drag it on there. And everything lines up, and it's actually pretty easy. The hard part is this plates right here, how I'm actually going to attach them and make them actually work. Because the other thought I had was to take this and just go 90 and then bring it up and then bring it over. So it's like that. And then the extruder somehow mounts to this and this. And as it moves around, they both move. And this is actually better for pulling, like when this one pulls it, it'll slide easier because it's pulling on the tension of, the wheel will be down here, right here, and right here. So as it pulls it back and forth, it's pulling like level on the wheel. It's not trying to roll the wheel on the bolt. Does that make sense? The tension on the wheel is in line with the bearings. It's not trying to twist the bearing. So this, in one way, is a better layout. But how to do it, I mean, it would be better if this one was too. I'm not sure how I would go about maybe bring it up, bring it over, up above that. Yep. If I mount them both like this, how to attach them to the extruder is the weird part. This is the only complicated part. The rest of it's easy. It's just a wheel carriage here, a wheel carriage here, a wheel carriage here, a wheel carriage here, and then a generic freaking pulley loop on the front and back. The only hard part is if I can do it with a rod for the motor. Like I can mount the motor on one end and use like just a smooth 8mm rod and put a pulley on each end of it to operate the belts. Or you can get one of those fancy motors that sits in the middle and has the drive shaft coming out each end. 6 of one, half a dozen the other. As far as I'm concerned, I'll probably, because I've got 8,000 motors, so I will probably just use a smooth rod with a pulley on each end. Because I have pulleys and I have 8mm rods and I have motors. I'm going to try and use this, or the other half of this. That wasn't too good. Max sent me the newer body to this. This is the older body. And he sent me a newer one, which the wheels are all, they're not 3D printed anymore. They're injection molded. And the little orange disc is aluminum. And the whole body, because there's a lot of aluminum parts, the whole body is like half, 3/4 of an inch shallower, smaller. It's a little bit lighter too, I think. But that's neither here nor there. It's how am I going to mount it to these plates if I do it this way. It's basically a wheel goes here. You know, wheels go here, 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 here. There's 4. If I cut, I got some aluminum sheet outside. I've always wanted to try my CNC on aluminum. Oh, that will be dangerous. I don't have a bit that'll cut aluminum, at least not well. But I can get one, I guess. And I can CNC it. I'd have to go really, really slow. But my CNC is definitely not. I mean, the spindle and everything, I have no problems with it cutting aluminum. I'm just wondering how the actual frame is stiff enough to do it at any decent speed. If I cut slow, though, it'll be accurate enough for this. But then I could do a 3-wheel setup, you know, like every ender in the world, and only have one tension area, one eccentric nut instead of 2. Or I could just custom make a frickin' 3D printed carriage for all of this, which is what I have a feeling I'm going to do. Because if I move this one, out over this one, and that one stays there, and I connect these 2, and then I just mount the extruder, put a plate between these 2, mount the extruder to it, I'm pretty much done. You guys probably can't visualize what I'm talking about, huh? That's all I'm doing tonight is laying this out and visualize. This is my big problem, is the extruder carriage. How I'm going to make the extruder carriage work. Everyone's left. There's only 6 people still watching. I bored them all. That's not unusual. This is not for the faint of heart. So, if I stack the carriages like this, I'm trying to think of how I can make this motor. This is the body of the extruder. There's a motor that goes on here. These are the mounting points right here, which I can customize. The extruder is actually, there are the hot ends right here. Mounts right directly to this with the little plate and everything. If you haven't seen an Omnia drop, go look at them. They're really cool. They work really well. This thing's like 3 years old. Look how perfect it is. And I use this heavily. This is on here. And then I got a purple one So I replaced it. This was on there like a year and a half, and then I replaced it. This is the one he sent me for a trial. And then I put it on the pumpkin, which I used the pumpkin more than I used this when it was alive. So this extruder got a lot of use in 3 years. I can remove that, huh? How did I hide current comment? There we go. So anyway, back to this. I have to figure out how I'm going to make this carriage. What do you guys think? This is the better way to do it. By having the wheels on the side of the extrusion, the forces on the wheel are parallel, in line with the bearing. They're not trying to twist the bearing. Does that make sense? So it's the better method of mounting the wheels for this kind of force. Because basically, I'm going to have a motor right here. What is it? Their motor's 43 millimeters, 40 millimeters, 40. I'm just going to say they're 40. Again, this is just for a demo. Why does it do that too? It only does it when I'm streaming. So if I extrude it that way, whatever it is, let's just do 40 again. Again, this is just for basic idea concept. And then I do an 8 millimeter rod. Okay. Okay, so if I have a pulley here, and actually that would have to go longer. I have to say here. And actually, this whole thing needs to go this way some. So then I can put a pulley here, right there. I can put a pulley here on the 8 millimeter rod. I can put it would have to be up higher. Edit. Bring it up to meet that one. Close enough. Again, this is just for concept purposes. So I can have a belt going out and back. I can put a little idler arm here on this end. Copy, paste. -90. Oops, not done with that. Bring it down here. Bring it out here. Okay. So this belt loop goes down, catches this, comes back. This belt loop goes around, catches that, this back. Boom, done. That should be easy enough. That should be very easy, actually. I need to get actual dimensions from the carts I'm going to use, unless I'm going to make my own cards. Which might happen. I'm probably going to design this one. I was planning on just using the open bill mini wheel carts, but I don't think I can. I mean, I always can. It's just might be easier to just 3D print the whole cart or multi-part cart. Now, here's the other thing. One of these two, I only need 2 wheels on. I just thought of that. Because the carriage isn't going to twist. If I put 3 on the top one and only 2 on the bottom one, the 2 on the bottom one are enough. Because the third one doesn't matter so much. Because the anti-twist will happen from the 3 up top. Or if I do 3 on the bottom and only 2 on the top, either way. All it has to be is one holding it from going forward and one holding it from going back. So if the carriage moves, the extruder carriage moves with it. I might have to think on that. I might have to think on that. What am I going to do, guys? What should I do? Come on, somebody come up with a brilliant idea that I haven't thought of yet. I don't want the motor dangling too far out. I almost wish the freaking extruder was a little longer, at least 20 millimeters longer, because then I could dangle the motor and everything out over one of the lower extrusion here, right here. I can actually set the motor on top of that, and that way it's somewhat supported and it's not cantilevered out, twisting on everything. This is the hard part, thinking up that carriage. And I have a couple ideas. Just don't know if I like them. Not sure I like the ideas. I'm almost wondering if I can do 2 and 2. 2 wheels on this carriage and 2 wheels on this carriage, because where the carriages are mounted and racked, they're racked to the main frame. They can't rack once they're set. So the whole unit, as long as I counterbalance the wheels, the whole carriage can't rack. Because if it tries to rack on this one will stop it. And if it tries to rack on this one will stop it. So I can almost do 2 wheels on, instead of like the normal 3-wheel triangle that you have on like every Ender carriage. There's always, 2 on the top and 1 on the bottom, and the 1 on the bottom is your eccentric nut. If you have just 1 and 1, it sounds like it would twist on the extrusion. But with this extrusion being here and it having one-on-one, and then the whole thing being tied together, as long as this is secured and this is secured and the belts are all tight and everything's holding, this thing can't rack. Right? Am I missing something? And then I only need 4 wheels total, 2 in the top extrusion, 2 in the lower extrusion, everything holds. And I can almost make it even simpler because one of the two for both of them can be in line with each other in the crux of the X. But then where to mount the extruder at that point? I wonder how all the other guys are doing it. They're doing it with linear rails. So it's a little different. But I wonder how they're doing their extruder mounts to the linear rails. With linear rails, it's probably pretty easy. All you need is a 1-point slider and the 4 screws. You can screw it to any box. You don't have to make a box. Thinking how I'm going to pull that one off. Not really sure. What do y'all think? Anybody in there thinking? Anybody out there thinking? Thinking. Lincoln thinking. The rest of this is all simple. I can make all of those attachments and carts and all that. It's all easy. Done it before. This is my only catch right here. How to mount the actual extruder there. I can stand the side one up. If I stand this one back up, I just hate that because it pushing on the wheels wrong. If I do that, I can mount it here. I can put my wheels here. I can put my wheels here. And the only problem is the wheels here are getting torqued side to side as this pulls it back and forth this way. As this gantry gets yanked back and forth, the wheels are getting twisted. They're not in line with the pressure being applied. They are as this is going back and forth, but as this one that it's actually riding on is going back and forth, that's going to try and twist the wheels on their bearings. Which isn't a good look for the bearings. So I'm better off doing it flat. Thinking I will come up with a solution. That I can guarantee. So, if I move this, actually, I'll just copy this. Those are motors. Motor 2. All right, extruder carriage. If I copy that, edit, copy, edit, paste, and I bring this over here, and I bring this 90 degrees that way, and I bring it up here. So it's in between these two, which means I gotta raise this, but that's not a big deal. And then I basically set it right about there, extend it out to here. I really don't need to extend that, I don't think, anymore this direction, but we will. So I could put a wheel here, literally right underneath this, and then a wheel here, kind of diagonal across this one. So I look at the bottom, I can put a wheel here, a wheel here, and a wheel here. Mount the extruder here. This gets a wheel here, here, and here. Or I can have two here actually, and one on this side, and I can make this smaller. Although I'd rather have the two here because the cantilever action is going to try and pull it down. Will that work? I wonder if I can just put a wheel here, and a wheel here, like right underneath this extrusion. And then put 3 up here. These 3 will prevent it from twisting. And by only putting 2 on here, I can make this carriage a lot smaller and less obnoxious. And I can counterweight this cantilever action here by having a wheel right behind it and right to the side of it underneath the other extrusion. And that'll help some in preventing twist, I think. Oh, even better. Remove. Yes, deleted. So if I just do this and make this bigger, let's move this sucker around. I move it right around there. Okay. I can actually do all the wheels on that one plate. I can put a wheel here and here for this extrusion, and I can put a wheel here and here for this extrusion. And in theory, where it's trapped between the two extrusions with 4 wheels, in theory, it shouldn't go anywhere. What's up, Paul? So if I want that wheel, where is it? The mini wheel. Where's that actual wheel? I selected it, something should highlight. Here we go, down in here. I don't need an island precision shim. Delrin wheel, that's what I want. Edit, copy. I come over here and just paste it. Edit, paste. I'm not seeing it. Yeah, it's not gonna let me. Let's try it this way. Copy. Edit. Paste. Nope. Gosh darn it. I just want that stupid little mini wheel. Why can't I copy and paste that? Because I'm going across drawings and I think that's a protected drawing. Yeah. Protected design, which makes sense. But I still think that'll work. How big is that thing? What's the diameter of that there puppy? Diameter 15.23. Close. Oh, 15 is good enough for S. If I draw a mini wheel right here, 15. Actually, I should do this. Then I can do that. Just go 15. And then go solid and offset by 5 millimeters. Just go 6. And then I'm only going to go 8, right? 7. New body. Okay. So that's my little mini wheel. I did the extrusion wrong. What did I calculate wrong in my little brain? Because that's not centered in there. Well, oh, I know why, because that's not centered in there. That's all right. Let's move it, or else it's going to make my brain goofy. It was about there. Okay. So, wheel. I take a wheel, and I copy a wheel, and I paste a wheel. And then I just move it to this side. Okay. And then I paste another wheel. And I bring it down here. And over here, yeah, will that work? Sure. And then paste another one. Bring it over here. So in theory, I can have two wheels here and two wheels here. And as long as they're more offset than I have it there, if I bring these two out to this point a little more, this whole carriage can't rack. In theory. Or can it? No, it can't. It can't rack as long as this 2020 and this 2020 are rigid in its angle. But I might leave that one in the middle, actually. Cancel. This is the one I want to move. I could do the triangle here to make it a little bit stronger. And do something along those lines. Obviously, I'd line this. Actually, that wouldn't even matter. That's still good enough as long as it's more than halfway past this and these aren't overlapping more than half. It's not going to twist. And that will prevent it from twisting. So all this has to do is have a front bumper and a rear bumper. So when this 2020 goes back and forth, it pushes the whole carriage back and forth. So I can literally do that with one main plate and then have a side plate to actually just mount the extruder on and pretty much be done. Just bring it back this way a little bit. Okay. So this actually gets knocked out, hitting that wheel, but that's not a problem. I can move this wheel. This way. Literally put it underneath that other extrusion. That might actually work. And then I really am only making one flat plate and then a mount on the side of it. Do I like that? I don't hate it. I don't love it. I'm counting the extruders over here, kind of counterbalancing on the whole kit and caboodle. Which I can move this wheel way out here, stretch this even a little bit longer. Move this wheel way out here so it's got some counter structure forces against the weight of the actual extruder pulling this way, because the extruder is going to try and pull this over to some extent anyways. I'm wondering how wobbly, vibraty that would be. I wonder, what do you guys think? Anybody have an input? Anybody have a clue what I'm even talking about here? That's what tonight's all about, is figuring this stuff out. My back's beginning to hurt already, so I might have to get out of this chair. Yes, I know none of this actually lines up. Again, this is just for a visual comp for me. Those three got on that. This is going to try and twist with weight this way. It's going to try and pull it this way. Oops. And try and pull it this way, which these will stop. And in some effect, these will. Any forces it tries to pull this way, these will also basically stop. And so will these assist. This might actually work. So I could do it with 5 wheels easily. One plate, one base plate, 5 wheels. And if, okay, I guess I got to start actually functionally laying this out. Now that I have a concept I like. Oops. Clicked where I shouldn't have clicked. Okay. Cancel that. So that's riding on that. And which one is it? This one right here, ain't it? Yep. This. Bring it way the hell up. Just for giggles. Then I can bring this up. Why does it keep going to faces? I always want bodies. I wish I could make things default. And I can bring this up so it's in between the two. this. That's not what I want. I want this. Move it down so it clears that plate. Okay. That wheel. And I gotta go back and clean this all up. But this wheel will go right here. Whoops. Right here. Actually, does it have to go there? Can I go way back here with it? I think I can, and that'll counter some of the forces of it. Cantilevering it. Levering the canters. Leave that there. Take this wheel and move it again. Even though I should be using one of my other movement items. Is that going to end up twisting it at all? Don't think it will. I don't think it can because of the 3 on the bottom. Can I move all 3 of them at once? Wheel, wheel, wheel. Move. I guess I can. Line those up with there. Close enough. I could put a little mounting block right here and have it screw it to it. There'll be a knockout right here. Gotta change that. Feature objects to cut. Only cut the one. And then that's where my extruder goes. And that's my extruder carriage. It's actually pretty simple. In all reality. And all those 2 wheels have to do is when this goes back and forth, it just pushes the carriage. So it's going this way, this is going to push on it. It's going that way, that one's going to push on it. It's not going to try and twist because these are going to prevent it from twisting. But I can almost put a 3rd wheel here to even make it better. I can move that wheel. That's this one. Which wheel is it? I haven't been tagging. I usually sit here and tag all this stuff as I make it. And I just didn't this time. There it is. This one. Edit. If I bring it right here, over that extrusion, and then move that one too. I don't know if that should be in line with right above this extrusion, if that would help or make it worse. Because this one's pulling back and forth, it's just rolling down. This extrusion here is pulling back and forth on these. This just rolls. This one's moving back and forth. It pushes on here or here, and these three roll. No, I'm actually drinking tea. What's up, Steve? Didn't even see you come in. Sorry. What time is it? 10:30. I'm about ready to quit because my back's bothering me sitting in this chair. That's why I'm sitting with it all crooked. Save this. Menagerie. But I think this will actually work. I do believe it will work. I'm just debating on the 3 wheels or the 4 wheels here. Stop rotating. I don't want to take up much more because that's the only downside of this is you lose a lot of space here. And I mean, obviously this doesn't need to be anywhere near this big. In fact, let's crunch it down just for giggles for now. But you still lose, the 20 millimeters of this extrusion plus whatever this is. Figure it's a 15-inch or 15 millimeter wheel. So figure at least 20 millimeters of waste because you need, structure on this side of it. Then this needs to be about the size of the extruder. So your frame needs to be a little bigger. It's past my bedtime, see? Yeah, no, I can't afford linear rails. I have most of this stuff where I can make it. I can either 3D print this whole carriage when I go to do a final design. These 2 pieces will be 1 carriage, or they might be 2 separate carriages. Or I can just cut them out of aluminum. How something this simple I can cut with a jigsaw. I wouldn't even have to use a CNC. I just cut it with a jigsaw. I'd have to take time to lay out where the holes get drilled for the wheel alignment. But even that's not stupid accurate as long as I get the sizes good. So the bolts, the bolt is tight into the aluminum and the eccentric nut. These would have to be eccentric nut ones. This one and this one. Nope. Rods are too flexible. And again, I don't have, well, actually, I probably do have them. 10 millimeter rods instead of 8s would be fine. But again, I'd have to buy them, and then I'd have to buy freaking LMUs and all that. And then, nope, I have all this stuff. I have the extrusion, I have the wheels. I'm doing this with what I got, or 99.99% of what I got. I'm hoping not to buy pretty much anything. I mean, if I had a choice, these would be all linear rails. Yes. There'd be a linear rail here, there'd be a linear rail here, there'd be a linear rail here, there'd be a linear rail here. This would be a linear rail, and this would be a linear rail. So, yeah, I need 6 linear rails. Yep, past my bedtime. And in all reality, this should be cheaper for someone else too. If this actually works, I will release it. Someday I should actually release the Llama Core. Never released the files to that. Not that anyone wants them. I mean, it's actually not a bad printer, but there's better out there. So that's not a terrible concept. It should work. It should be stable. I'm still debating on whether I want to put 3 wheels here. I almost do, because I can stack this wheel, this one, move, edit feature. I can literally stack this wheel in line with this wheel. These could just be one bolt holding both wheels. And then I can put another one right here. Right there. And that would make it super duper strong and stable and stiff. Well, the only problem with doing the 2 here is I've got a lot of cantilever weight right here. When you add the extruder here, that one. You know, if this is my extruder, say, that's a lot of cantilever weight out here. When the more support I put back here in this corner, over here, that'll counter the counter. It'll counterweight it. But I do believe that would be plenty strong enough. Well, that's why I'm doing this. This is just, for one, it's to do it on the cheap, but this will be cheaper for someone else too. You buy linear rails, you're talking hundreds of dollars before you buy anything else. 6 linear rails at 400 or 500 millimeters length for a printer like this, which is still isn't going to give you that big of a printer, because again, this is the downside of the Cross Gantry, is the size of this carriage. Now, again, if I was using 10 millimeter rods like Ultimaker does, it's a lot lighter, or not lighter, it's actually heavier, but it's a lot narrower. It takes up less real estate, because they have them arranged where 2 are stacked and then 2 are flat, and the extruder's right in the middle of the 2 that are flat. So they're not losing the real estate. Where I can't do that with this, or can I? I can almost slide the extruder underneath this one somewhat. Move the wheel over here. So basically these two stay lined up. All four of them. These two here. These two here. Partially drop the extruder and slide it somewhat under here, but leave enough room so I can still get at this thing. And then the motor. No, because then the wheel's in the way of the motor. The wheel would have to be way over here to do that. Like way, way over. Because the motor's going to be in the way. Yeah, that's just this extruder body. I'm using this. Or the smaller version of this. I have another one of these. The motor's going to come off at this face. This away. Save. I don't see why that wouldn't work. Yeah, obviously this would be chunked out here. It doesn't need to be that big. Lighten it up as much as you can by cutting the profile in it. That's kind of the whole point of this, is do with what I got. You know, make a, it's going to be the new hodgepodge. I never finished the hodgepodge. So this is going to be the new hodgepodge printer. I'm going to hodgepodge it with all the parts I got laying around. I'm hoping to buy very little. I have 2040 V-groove. I have plenty of 2020 V-groove now. The rest of the frame can be anything. It doesn't have to be V-groove, although I should have 2 more V-grooves going down for the bed. But even that, I could go to LMUs for that. They have rods and LMUs around here somewhere. Buttload of them. Somewhere. I don't use them anymore because I don't really like LMUs, but not an 8mm anyways. But that should work. Am I making you guys dizzy with me spinning this thing around here trying to eyeball all my forces of twist? Right now I'm trying to figure out how, what's going to twist as the machine is working and this head's rolling around. What's going to twist? Where's the forces? But as this goes back and forth, it's on these 3 wheels. As this one goes back and forth, it's on these 3 wheels. And these 2 wheels I can line up perfectly and bolt together. And there's these 2 wheels. And then these 2 wheels. Saved. I think I'm done for the night. Because now my brain's starting to hurt on how I'm going to make that carriage. Not hurt, but I got to figure out a good way to do it. My back's bothering me. Yeah, so there you have it. There's the beginning, the brainstorming beginning of the CroXY. What am I going to call it? I'm going to call it the Llama Crow. Crow Llama. Crow Llama. I kind of like Crow Llama better. So, yeah, that actually looks like it should work. That's my basic concept. I don't see a problem anywhere. About the hardest problem is mounting all of these and countersinking all the holes. But other than that, even that isn't that bad. And then how I'm going to final attach the actual extruder to it. I think what I'm going to do is tomorrow, this plate right here, I'm going to do a quick layout and just 3D print it. Just that part. So I can stick some wheels in it, lay it out, stick some wheels in it, and take 2 pieces of extrusion and kind of twist at it and see how it holds. And yes, I'm going to do it in 3D printing, so I know it's going to be a little weaker, which in all reality, with this kind of a structure and the 6 wheels laid out the way they are, even 3D printed, that shouldn't be too bad. The only problem I can see is this is a long cantilever out here without any support. I mean, it's really not going to be that long because I'm going to put like a diagonal here. Because it really could cut off most of this. And then have the motor mount there. And there's a lot of cantilever here, a lot of weight out here. Out in this general area right here. And it's really not that hard of a carriage. You can 3D print that whole thing. It may not be perfect. It may be a little flexy. But I can print this flat, design this on to this face right away, and just lay out the 3 ports I have for a mount. Because again, I got to use the mounts I already have in this. I'm not going to have Max making me another body. Hey Max, you want to send me another $200 body? Custom made body from my extruder? Because this is custom made. He made this for me to mount to that printer. I had a plate that I had already built for that printer, and he made this fit it. And that one, they're both the same. They're the only 2 like it. He made them for me because he's awesome. Because he's awesome. Yeah, I know why I can't copy it. That's an import. That's why I can't copy from one to the other. If I drew it from scratch, I could, which I can do. And I will do eventually. But I think that's it. I think that's the concept. I think that's what we're going to build. I think that'll work. On that note, I'm going to kill the stream after an hour and 42 minutes. That's all I did. It actually took less time to figure out than I thought. So, yeah, my back's bothering me. So, actually, is there anybody on Twitch? Should I raid somebody? You on Twitch? I gotta mute myself. It's like Steve. Explore new shield mode. Whatever. Let's do a video producer. That's not what I want. What do I want? I want creator dashboard. That's what I want. Stream manager. Raid. Who can we raid? Let's raid Paige. She's a pottery girl. She does pottery, and it's actually pretty cool watching her. She does some cool stuff. Let's go watch a pottery girl. I don't even know how many. One viewer. Yeah, why not? Must be just Steven. That's right, anyways. And on that note, I'm actually going to end my broadcast. See you bye. No, I don't plan on leaving it running again. That ain't happening.